Hey, hello everybody, my name is Coolblue and I am bringing you guys this video series where I'm just going to be talking about live streaming tools. So welcome to CastNet. We'll just present this video. Sure, here, insert titles here. So the reason why I'm making this video is because there are not a ton of videos specifically geared towards casters who live stream or casters who want to record in general. So I just want to make a video series about some of the tools that I use personally to actually get through and, do that. Do the whole live streaming thing, get the whole production value out of what I do, with as much effort as I can put into it, pretty much. So anyway, all that's said and done, these are the 5 tools I'll be talking about, which just going down the list. This will be OBS, Snaz, Spotify, Mic Mute, and GIMP. I will be making separate videos for each tool so I can talk more in depth, but this first video I just want to be a quick, brief introduction to it. So if you want to go check out the tools and explore them yourself, feel free to go do that. If you want to check out more in-depth stuff, just be on the lookout for that because those videos will come over time. So starting with the first tool, we have OBS. This is the main one that I actually use to live stream. I'm actually using that to record right now. In OBS, you can use it to control overlays and switch scenes, and you can do a whole bunch of other fancy stuff. A lot of people like to use XSplit whenever they do their live stream. I use OBS because it was free from day one. I was a supporter of it. I love OBS, but definitely using something like OBS, something like FFsplit, something like XSplit is definitely a good option for you to use, because you just want to have a tool that works. So I think XSplit and OBS are up there for me, but I haven't really used XSplit, so I wouldn't know, and I don't want to pay for XSplit, so I don't want to be limited by that. So I personally use OBS, open source, free to use, pretty much going to be free for life as far as I understand it. So that's what OBS does. I can use it, like I said, to switch scenes. I can turn things off and turn things on. Just really quickly, I'm going to switch one of my scenes using a hotkey on my keyboard. Oh, look at that, so fancy. Coolblue's doing Dota stuff. Oh, look at that, there's another overlay. Cool. So don't want to get in too much depth. Like I said, there will be a different video for that, and we will continue on. The next tool is Snaz, which kind of prides itself as a caster's assistant, or a live streamer's assistant, not necessarily a caster's assistant, but I use it for keeping track of time. I use it for doing the countdown timers. Like for example, I can you see the time down at the bottom corner, and on OBS I just turned on one of my other texts that I prepared ahead of time. That shows like match ETA, so I can go into Snaz and change this. Like this right now set to 10:24, which currently the time you can see down at the bottom is 9:31 EST. So I can change this to, let's change this to 22, 30, 22, 30, 22, sure. So we can see how it updates, and then we'll switch away. You already see it's updated. So that countdown timer is going to keep going until it gets there, and then when it gets there, it'll display a different message. So you can do really cool things like that. It gives you some nice value because if you are casting or commentating a game and there's some downtime, maybe the match is set to start in 30 minutes, you can put the timer up there. People can see, oh, the game's going to start in 3 minutes. Match ETA 30 minutes, so they can go chill, relax. They won't freak out, and you don't have to continuously update your chat saying game start in 30 minutes, game start in 20 minutes, game start in 10 minutes, unless you really want to. So this is a really nice tool that I like to use for that. I love using Snaz because the countdown timer is so dang useful, and also Snaz does allow me to do some music stuff. So I mean, you can monitor your Twitch sort of through it, but music stuff will bring us into Spotify. So open up my Spotify, which is right over here, and I have Yazar loaded. This is one of the Creative Commons people, so I shouldn't get in trouble for playing the song. But what you can do with Snaz is Snaz will pull off things like Spotify. These are the players it uses: Spotify, Foobar, and Winamp. And it can pull music. It can pull the music info from that, so you can actually display it on your live stream. So, for example, if I want to play this song, or actually play the song Venus, turn up a little bit. Then what I can do is I can go into OBS, create myself an overlay that will read from it, and I already have one set up, so you see it right there in the top. Make it look pretty. There we go. So just like, scrolling text showing, hey, this is the song name, this is the song that's playing, there's a picture of Spotify showing that Spotify is what I'm using. So you can do some really cool, fancy production value-esque stuff like that. And of course, when I change the song, it's going to change it on the side of the text. So, Bad Days is playing right now according to Spotify, and Bad Days is playing up there. So you can keep going. It's some really cool stuff. I mean, I like Snaz a lot because of that, and I like it in tandem with Spotify, and also like it in tandem with OBS because I can just get them all to work. And speaking of Spotify, just a little bit more, Spotify is my music player of choice. Feel free to use whatever you want. If you buy your music, good for you. If you steal your music, try not to do that, but okay. I understand sometimes prices get ridiculous, and if you do like I do and you just subscribe to a service like Google Play Music or Spotify, then yeah, cool, keep going. Spotify is my personal choice. I've been with Spotify pretty much day one. It's been more or less, for the most part, not too terribly fussy. I like the controls I get from it, I like the options. It's just my tool of choice. I'll probably make a separate video talking about that a little bit later. So moving on to other things from Spotify, and oh yeah, you see, just show you another cool thing with Snaz. If I wanted to, I can add in whatever I want. So if I can say Cool Blue Radio, so there's Cool Blue Radio playing right there, and you see Cool Blue Radio playing this, or I can do some text like that. You can do some fancy things. The options are completely up to you. Combinations are almost limitless. Right, so continue on from Snaz, moving over, and I actually like the song, so I'm gonna let it play in the background. So sorry for anybody who doesn't want to hear music right now. I'm moving to the other tools. We have Mic Mute. Mic Mute is basically a very simple, straightforward tool, like so simple even a caveman can do it. No offense, but it's a really straightforward tool that I use to just literally mute my mic. It allows me to set up a hotkey on my keyboard, so that way I can just hit a certain key combination and then it will mute my mic. So it's reliable, it makes a noise, it lets me know it's doing it. And just for example, I'm going to keep talking and saying things, saying words, so you guys can hear me, and then I'll mute my mic in the midst. Okay, there we go. So you heard the sound, you heard the outgoing sound, the ingoing sound. That's really nice. It's a nice audible cue, so I'll be like, okay, my mic muted, I can keep going, do whatever I was doing. And you guys heard nothing, and I was talking the whole entire time, so that's a really useful tool. I'll talk more about that later. And GIMP is the last one. I just want to go ahead and just give you a quick glimpse at GIMP. It's a tool that I use to make all my overlays. I make all my thumbnails using it. I pretty much make anything and everything that I need to use graphic-wise through GIMP. And GIMP is another open source free thing. It's kind of like the competitor, so to speak, the equivalent, I guess, if you will, for Photoshop. And if you have Photoshop, use Photoshop. Just don't even bother. Just use Photoshop. You have Photoshop, for God's sakes. But GIMP is a nice alternative, nice free alternative. Doesn't cost anything. Really reliable as far as once you get around all the quirks and stuff. Really reliable as far as helping you make your overlays. And just to quickly show you guys some of the thumbnails that I have. These are the thumbnails that I use for my different videos. So random pubcasts, I have those here. Whenever I play matchmaking, I use my thumbnails, do some fancy stuff with the picture, with the character that I'm playing. I can even go down here for castnet stuff specific. So when I do interviews, I just get in here. I can change the text. So if I'm interviewing somebody else, like let's say I'm interviewing Ultra David from Street Fighter, so I can put an Ultra David's name in there, change the number. It's really quick, really straightforward. It gives you a nice look overall, and you can also use it to, like I said, make yourself overlays or in-game overlays. And those in-game overlays can be really nice. You can get really in depth. You can get really intense and involved. Let's put it that way. So for example, this is one of my overlays that I have for whenever I'm live streaming. Very simple. It just has a nice little alpha channel, so I can actually put other things through it. And just to quickly show you guys what it looks like in actual use. So we'll put this aside. I'm just going to switch the OBS overlay to my live streaming one. Or if I'm waiting, it says now waiting or match time. Oh shoot, what happened to my time? Oh right, time's not running, that's why. Anyway, but you guys get most of the picture. So basically that giant black box in the background, it just says, it just shows the game. So I can actually get it to show things in the back under that. I can also get moving text and stuff to show up, and I'll talk more about this way in depth when I start going to OBS. But for the most part, GIMP allowed me to make that thing as you see in the background. I also have different overlays, different things. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else. Yeah, there's a random pubcast. There's this one. Some of these aren't really set right. Yeah, it's just different colors. I mean, literally just different colors. Like, I don't know what to say outside of that. Oh, I made this one, Castnet. The interview page where I interview Llama Down Under, songs playing at the bottom, blah blah blah, do all these cool things. All this was made through GIMP. So it just shows you that you don't need to spend a ton of money to actually do a lot of the cool work or a lot of the cool production value. And I just want to make a video just to show you guys, like I said, some of the tools that I use. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out for Castnet and leave it at that. So thank you guys very much for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, we will see you guys whenever. Oh yeah, right, hold on. Before I say that, finally, my bad. Be on the lookout for the other videos that are going to be coming out soon. Like I said, I don't want this one to run too terribly long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. So thank you guys for watching once again, and we will see you all whenever.